Junior diver Janelle Lucas has won the WAC on platform 2 times in her first 2 years as a Vandal, despite the fact that Janelle only trains it a couple times a year.
I trained it for about 4 years, twice a week, every single week of the year, so I think that that's under my belt, so it makes it easier coming back after a gap of time.
Janelle's really unique. She came with quite a bit of platform background. Janelle has a unique set of skills where most divers, even at the very international top level, have to prep and prep and prep and prep. She does a lot of that mentally, and she can get up and do dives after just a few practices.
Coach is very supportive, even when I have doubts about it, saying like, oh, it's been 2 months since I've trained platform, I don't know how this is gonna go. He always reminds me of like my training previously and how I've been equipped to compete platform even with gaps of time.
When we first did it, and she said, oh, let me just go through this on 10 meter, and you're like, oh my God, that's not the way you do it. She can do it.
Platform's solid ground, it's kind of like tumbling. If I were to compare it to something, and it's steady and you use your leg muscles to bring yourself up, it's not a bounce, and so it's all dependent on you.
She fits, the Vandal diving platform diver mode probably better than anybody I've ever known. She can just get up and do it on command, which is extremely unusual and takes a great deal of courage. It's a real mental game at this point.
I clear my mind, to be honest. I think about my corrections before I go, but once I jump, my mind kind of goes blank and I let my muscle memory kind of come into play. And it's just a very quick motion and it's exhilarating, and then you hit the water in like 2 seconds and you're like, oh, it's done.
Janelle will attempt to win for the 3rd year in a row, with the WAC championship right around the corner. For Inside the Vandals, I'm Micah Hamilton.